Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to speak on the importance of listening.
Representative Gray.
When Judiciary Committee began earlier this year, we opened with a passage from Leviticus, which was described as one of the great law books. The passage that was read was chapter 19, verse 15, but less than a chapter later, there is another verse in Leviticus. Most gay men raised in the South know that verse well. That would be Leviticus 20:13. If a man has sexual relationships with a man as one does with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They are to be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. I want folks to have that context. You see, growing up, my family had Leviticus 20:13 hanging on our refrigerator. Why did they do that? I was in 5th grade. I hadn't come out as gay. I really didn't know what that meant. But they had reasons to think that that verse might apply to me. In Texas, boys play sports, often football, but my family was more of a baseball-basketball family. I was forced to pick a sport, and I chose basketball. I was terrible. It was humiliating. I didn't want to be there, but that's what boys were supposed to do. I would rather have been listening to records that I checked out from the library, Barbra Streisand and Judy Garland. Yes, I was that much of a stereotype. I remember in 2nd grade being asked to line up, boys in one line, girls in the other. I was uncomfortable. All my friends were girls, and now I had to be in line without my friends. My earliest memory of my father is of him coming home from work and ripping my dolls out of my hands. He screamed, "No son of mine is going to grow up to be a sissy." One of my earliest memories is of great shame, the great shame I brought my father by not being the man he wanted me to be when I was 3 years old. My father passed away a few years ago. I loved him. I believe he did what he did because he thought that was good parenting. He had enormous fear of me not fitting in when I grew up, of people not liking me for being, as he called it, a $3 bill. My mother put Leviticus 20:13 on the refrigerator because she was afraid that I might be condemned to eternal damnation. She did it because she loved me. Their actions disappointed me, they angered me, they hurt me, but I have learned to forgive them. There have been some items in the news these past few days that have alarmed me, that have alarmed the LGBTQ community and those who love us. We have learned of policies, like Alaska refusing to enforce non-discrimination in housing for LGBTQ people. This could mean that a family like mine could be denied housing in the interior of Alaska, for example, and Alaska would say that denying that family housing is A-okay. A policy like that hurts me and people like me. It hurts families and families like mine. But more alarming is potential legislation coming forward that hurts children, specifically gender non-conforming children like I once was. And to those kids, I want to say, you can be friends with whomever you want. You can play sports or not. You can dress the way you want to dress. You can use the names you want to use. You can play with the toys you want to play with. This is America. You are free. I have sworn an oath to protect your freedom. You are no one's shame. You are not your parents' property. You are your own person. You are perfect the way you are. If this body is to move forward and do great things for Alaska, we must not allow ourselves to get sidetracked. Although I may hate some of the things that are being brought forward, I will never hate the people who brought them forward. But don't doubt me. If and when these bills land in front of me, I will fight them with all my heart. They attack and harm our most vulnerable. We must fight them, standing up for those without a voice. Protecting those at most risk of harm is the most noble purpose of government. Having said that, I cannot allow my heart to be consumed with rage. I cannot. Everyone in this room is still my colleague, and I will continue to engage with you as a friend. Those who disagree with you will listen to you. I hope you will listen to us. Thank you, Madam Speaker.